What's going on, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
Welcome to the Keep Your Pants On podcast, episode 3.
Episode 3.
Wow.
We only got one up currently.
Yeah, so far.
We had some technical difficulties. We're working on it.
Yeah.
We're gonna be working on our podcast. We're gonna be working on the quality. We need to get some better mics than our phones.
When we go down the line, we're going to get better equipment and everything, so it's going to be better.
All right, guys. Well, how's your guys' week?
It's been good.
What you been doing, man?
I've been going to Bella's house.
Oh, shit. How's your girl?
She's doing well.
She doing good?
She's doing very well.
You guys going on more dates?
Yep.
Using your presents?
Yeah. She
Yeah?
got me a trucker hat. It's Corvette.
Oh, yeah, you
We
showed
saw it
us.
when we were taking the pictures. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
So I heard that you finally met the parents, or no, she finally
Oh,
met
you
your
did?
parents.
Yes.
One of the two.
So she finally met my family and everything. Brought her over here and everything. And we had dinner and everything. My family prepared chicken piccata and everything, and she enjoyed it. And then we were kind of just watching movies. We watched what was it, the Despicable Me 4?
Yeah.
You and like your parents, you guys all watched it together.
Unfortunately, I mean,
That's a
it was
little
very nice.
Weird, but that's that's a good. I feel like
Your
that's a
parents
good way.
were watching it with you?
Yeah.
But like the
My
first
mother
time
was,
that she
like,
met,
right next to her.
right?
Were they like trying to watch you guys?
I
Well,
feel
no,
like
like,
that's
it was the
They're-
first
they're
time that
they're not the type of parents that want to do that and everything.
Be like,
but-
let's make sure they're not gonna like do anything
Yeah,
in the
let's
house.
make sure we're not gonna fuck. Yeah.
I mean, that's the easy way to put it.
Yeah. But it was a nice movie and everything. It was alright. You know, I kind of like the other Despicable Me movies.
Okay.
You know, but yeah, and then it wasn't planned. But then when it was getting dark, it was like 9 o'clock and everything. Then she's like, "Oh, if you want to come back to my house," I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
Yeah, why not?
And then so I was just like, "Hey, look, I'm gonna hang out with Bella," and they're like, "Okay, yeah, sure." And then drove all the way back.
Never came
Do they
back.
like her?
Slept at her
Somebody?
place. And then, so.
Do they like her?
Oh yeah,
They do.
definitely. It's like like I told her there's nothing wrong.
How so though? How so?
They want to date her.
They what?
What?
Wait, what?
What? They want to date her?
Huh?
Is that what you just said?
I want that stricken from the record, please. But they approve. They approve.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. I was like, they want to date her?
Yeah.
That's a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I was going with. Anyways, so there's that. But yeah. Anyways,
Good.
Sounds like
Oh,
things are
yeah.
going good.
I feel like for like the past 3 episodes,
You guys are in a
all
good
been-
spot.
I mean, we want
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah, I know, but like,
Like, you're the only one with a new girl.
Yeah, but you're the one
We
with
all
the new
know
one.
Jade and Abby,
Yeah.
but we don't know your girl, so then it's
Okay.
fun to know about it.
Okay, yeah. Anyways.
It's like if Jordan had somebody, we'd talk
Yeah,
about
they'd be
it.
asking me a bunch of you. You
Yeah.
guys would be asking me
Yeah.
questions.
Speaking about that, is there any new women, Jordan?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Nope.
Zero.
Not a
Not at the
particular
moment.
woman in mind.
Why
Nothing.
Are you saying it like that?
You
There's
know,
nobody.
just curious.
No. Not at all.
Zero.
No.
Zero. Nada.
Nothing on the radar
It'll
as
come.
of yet.
Pause.
You'll get there, buddy.
Sorry.
So Zach had an eventful day today.
Oh.
Oh yeah, tell us about that.
Maybe he could
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about that.
Had a guy quit on us today. Well, I don't know if he quit, but I don't think he's gonna work there anymore. He left us today because I told him to get off his phone while we were working. And he told me, "I can't handle that today. I can't do this today, bro. Can't do this today." And then just left. And I was like, "Bleh." So, we'll see if he shows up on Monday, but I'm doubting it. If he shows up, it's going to be pretty funny, but...
It's gonna be a miracle.
Well, he's going to show up and then just go walk back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's fired, right?
Yeah, because he's not going to work there anymore.
Mm.
He left at like 10 o'clock in the morning. It's like, the day just started, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, really, dude? You're really going to leave right now?
Yep.
And they get mad at me because you're on your phone. Like, you're on your phone. We lift heavy shit all day. Like, you can't just be like, zoning the fuck out. Like something can come and smack you, or you could get burned. Like we work with the oven,
Yeah.
so you could get burned, and it's better to not be on your phone. Just have like something playing in your ear, so then you could be focused on what's going on around you.
Yeah.
It's like we have these carts, and the carts are like 16 feet long, and 8 feet wide, and we're moving them around each other. But some of them are 400 degrees. The oven that we put it in is like as big as this like little room right here, probably a little bit longer, but like it's burning at like 400 degrees all day. So you're putting carts in there, and then you're pulling them out. You gotta like move them around each other because it's like a kind of a compact shop. And if you're like on your phone or something and you get smacked with a cart, like that's on you, bro. Like you're gonna have like a crazy burn mark on you.
Yeah.
You get burned all the time.
End up like Scarface.
Yeah.
Or Two-Face.
It's probably
Sorry,
a Scarface. He was
Sorry, I
gonna have
missed
like
the
some crazy
reference.
stuff. Two-Face?
Yeah.
Who's Two-Face?
Batman.
Oh,
Harvey Two-Face?
I'm not. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not a superhero guy, man. I only watched one Batman movie. Which one was it?
The Dark Knight.
It's the one that's like everybody's like, he's the best one.
The new one?
No,
Dark
no,
Knight.
not
No,
this
the-
single one.
The one with Joker.
Christian
Oh.
Nolan. Christian Nolan. The Dark Knight?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
second one? That
one was cool, but other than that, it was like
Oh yeah, wait, it does have Two-Face in it actually.
It does.
I mainly
Do you-
looked at like the Batman like motorcycle.
Do you
and,
do
like,
you
cars
remember
and shit.
when at the end when they're like, you gotta save Rachel or Harvey Dent, and then he goes to save Rachel, but it's actually the Harvey Dent.
No, I don't even know
Anyways,
who any of those people are.
Never mind.
I watched it like one time and I was like, that was pretty cool. But then I don't know.
Aaron Eckhart played Two-Face. Is that American Bow?
No.
I'm more of like
Never mind.
I'm more of like horror or like old comedies, like 90s comedies.
Ooh,
That's like about it. I'm like
You know, Liar.
like action movies and stuff. Liar Liar is pretty good.
Yeah.
But like action movies and stuff is like kind of like I don't know. Like I could get into it, like I could watch it, but I'm not like I gotta go home right now and fucking watch this. You know.
Oh, I'm like that.
Like it's like if it's like oh I see it I'm like oh fuck it I'll turn it on, but it's not like oh my god I gotta watch the new this or that. But if it's like a horror movie or something and it looks good I'm like I gotta watch that. Or same with comedy, but the comedy's like been going down, dude.
It's-
They
Think
haven't made good comedies.
All the
in a
comedy
while.
that comes out sucks.
yeah.
It's like parts where they want you to laugh, but they make it so like it's like cringy as fuck.
Yeah.
There-
It's like forced.
Yeah, like the
forced
old
comedy.
like 90s, early 2000s. Me and Cole were just talking about this yesterday. Like early 2000s, late 90s, even like early 90s, all that comedy was fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I think like the 90s,
dirty, funny, like it's great.
Yeah, I think like the '90s was like the peak of like comedy. Like,
Yeah.
movies and everything. Yeah. But like literally, I was just watching a movie the other day, and it's like the Zac Efron and Joey King and Nicole Kidman one. It's like Zac Efron's like a boss, and Joey King is like.
I think I saw advertisements for that.
Yeah. It's
You like Liar Liar though?
I know a Liar Liar. and
Okay,
God,
so you
it's
like the
funny.
Jim Carrey guy?
Oh,
Watch.
Jim Carrey
We
guy.
we just watched this movie. We watched it before we went to Medieval Times the other day,
Okay.
a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
Watch. It's called what's it called? The Cable Guy.
Oh yeah, Cable Guy.
Watch that. That shit is so funny.
Mhm. I like Jim Carrey is like peak.
He's-
for me.
he's
It's
pretty
Liar
great.
Liar, It's what is it? The Mask.
Mask. Yeah.
It's also like just Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty's good.
Yeah, I know it's later, but like still like he's. I think like 1994, from what I know, 1994 is like his peak year. Yeah, that's
We
like when
just-
he has-
We just watched some good ones. We watched Office Space the other day. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't.
You like
seen it.
dull humor?
Dull? Yeah. Kind of just
You like The Office?
Oh yeah.
Like the show?
Mhm.
Go home and watch Office Space. You'll like it.
Gotcha.
It's got some pretty good, pretty funny ass parts in it, and then some parts where you're like, all right, fuck, it's getting a little boring, and then it brings it back up.
Alright,
But I dig it. I like that movie a lot.
alright. Well, yeah.
Since we're talking about the 90s, what, if you could pick which era to live in. what
Damn,
would
that
you-
was a smooth transition, Jordan. I gotta say something about it. That was smooth, bro.
Props to you.
Yeah.
What era would you want to live in?
Roman Empire.
What the no? There's like no medicine. You're gonna die.
But it's the Roman Empire.
But you're gonna die.
But
If it's the
Roman
Roman Empire, you're dead. If you get sick, you're dead.
I like to be with the Vikings. That'd be cool.
You're dead too.
How cool would it be?
Why
though?
would you want to live back
Just
then?
go and like fucking take over places. That'd be
Unless
cool.
you get like tuberculosis and you die.
Wait, what was that one Shane Gillis?
being
bit?
like if you die as like that's like the greatest honor though.
But
But
not
like,
if you die
war-
of sickness.
Oh, yeah.
But if you
was
die
gonna
of
say,
sickness,
war,
you're a
right?
pussy.
Yeah.
What was that one Shane Gillis bit about him Vikings, whatever? It was like him like talking about like gay Vikings is like scarier than regular Vikings.
Oh, I don't know. I never seen that one.
Because it's like you see off the distance, like, oh, they're gonna, they're gonna take our women and children, and then the gay flag just pops up. It's like, oh shit.
That would be
Oh, man.
that would be pretty weird.
Anyways, but okay, like jokingly that Roman Empire, but like actually,
I think the 60s or 70s would be pretty.
I think I
dope.
would pick the 70s.
Get all hipped out. They got cool cars.
no, I know that.
Cars are fucking like they look dope. They still look cool to this day. Like all the cars now look the same.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think just because I like movies so much and everything, I think for me it would probably be between like 80s and 90s, like kind of.
I think
Yeah,
80s would probably be
I think
cool
that's when
too,
it's
because
cool.
80s is like the perfect mix of like they have some electronics, like they have like all these games and stuff like that, but they don't have like what we have, like social media.
Yeah, I'd probably
So
say
I think that
80s.
is a good time too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Like,
you'd say.
literally,
80s.
Yeah, the 80s.
Pop culture was just like booming in that era, from what I know. So like that's literally where I would want to live in.
Yeah.
I mean, back then, like the 60s, they had technology back then, but I mean, it obviously wasn't as advanced. But I would say it was just as popular as it.
What do you mean?
Like or not the 60s, the 20s, like when they came out with like refrigerators and stuff like that.
You don't want to go too far back, Jordan.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, technology back then, like, to them, it was, like, crazy back then.
And
like-
I guess it depends on the question. Because if you think about it, like if you want to go back to a time to live forever, it's going to change your decision where it's like, you could say like, go back for one day.
Go
Just to
back.
Go walk around.
Wait, are we talking about like go back in time, or are we talking about like being like in it,
Born
like
into
live
it?
into it? Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, I mean,
yeah, that changes. The
That-
I guess to
both
say,
of them
like, if you
change.
could, like, time travel,
If you could just time travel back for like a day.
yeah.
Oh, see, that changes my answer. Because I thought you meant like live in that time. I would live in the 80s, but if I were like
Okay.
time travel back and just go like walk around for a day, I probably would go back to like
let's do-
Vikings or like the 1800s where like
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. We'll answer. I think we can answer for what era we live in for a day, but then I'd say what era we like to live in for like a whole month.
Or
Right.
like,
So it's like you're not there for like a lifetime, but like you're there for like a good amount of time.
I mean,
And everything. So for me, I mean, I would go again for like Renaissance era,
Yeah.
for like a day, but then like living for like a month again. That's
Dude,
not-
next time we go to medieval times, you gotta come, dude.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, you'd probably have a blast.
Dude, to be honest, I haven't gone to medieval times, and I think it's gonna be so much better than like Disneyland or like Universal. In my
You gotta talk to your guy with the tickets, bro.
Oh, you got a hookup?
yeah, I
Yeah.
met we just worked in like like
We got $40 tickets.
like ghetto touristy area of Orlando
Yeah.
where it's like they have like the giant wizard guy building and everything.
mm-hmm.
And you know how on the side of the roads you see all these like, cheap tickets here for like Disney and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Dude said he could get me medieval time tickets for like $40, which are normally like 60 something bucks.
Yeah.
But I don't know how that works. He might just be.
But like,
scamming
if
me.
you buy it and then you go, like, I don't understand how you go because it's all online.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
Because
Like, the
is it,
tickets-
physical tickets.
The tickets
or
are
is
all
I
online.
don't know.
Or is it like codes or whatever?
I don't know. It might be a code
Yeah, because
now.
if it's a code, then that'll be tight.
It might be a code now.
Just getting you a ticket would be a little weird. I'd be
Or
like, how do we
he might
do
send
this?
in like an email or something.
Yeah. And then like if you do it and then you go and like you drive all the way out there and then they're
you
like,
look like a
"Oh,
fucking
accept
idiot.
they're like, no, these tickets don't work. And you're like,
Scammed.
hey,
Yeah, then you
fuck,
literally
well,
got
like
scammed.
I'm already here. Can you just let me in?
Yeah.
Like you guys have
Yeah,
six.
maybe they'll feel bad.
You guys have like 6 people. You can't come.
We're sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah. They sell out like almost all the time.
Oh yeah, I bet. And I mean, for me, I'm saying like it's better than like going to like Disneyland or
Dude,
Universal.
like I can't believe they sell out that fast. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of weird. We went for Valentine's Day,
Mm.
and then the next day I was trying to get tickets for me and her and Cole and Addie, right?
Mm.
And it was like a struggle trying to get them. And then all of a sudden, 4 tickets popped up. We're like, bam, buy it. And we went. That place was packed, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was completely full.
Yeah, it was like a whole field trip at like 9 o'clock at night. I was like, what are these kids doing? They were like little kids. I was like, what are you guys doing? It's 9 o'clock
You
at
should be
night.
School.
It's 9 o'clock at night. They should be getting bed.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Not at school.
It's your bedtime, bro. Go to bed.
Yeah, it was crazy.
The dude that was sitting next to me, he was like one of the chaperones, like one of the kids' parents.
Oh.
Dude, that guy was so into it. Like he had obviously never been to something like this, but he was super into it. Like when, like there's a part where this one knight like betrays like the whole guild or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And dude, the guy next to me was like, "What? No way! What is not happening? Oh my god!" Like as the dude's getting stabbed.
Yeah,
I think he
that's
thought it was
pretty wild.
legit.
I mean, I feel like that's something that I would be like. I feel like in the future, if I
There was a
and
there
I
was a
could
drunk
get-
lady. She got in trouble.
Huh?
There was a lady who got in trouble. Remember when the queen was like, oh, talking shit? Like she was like, oh, let the green light be okay or something like
Oh
that.
yeah.
And she was like, fuck you, queen, kill the fucking queen. And it's like all quiet. And she stood up to say it, fuck you, queen. And all of a sudden the people start coming, ma'am, you need to calm down. I was like, yeah, there's a bunch of kids here, dude.
Oh.
It's like, what are you doing? You think it's like real? I was like, it's not real.
100% legit.
I mean, yeah, it would be cool to be a part of that and everything. But for me, I feel like because I'm more into acting, I feel like I would just end up there.
On
Oh,
that
you
topic,
working
We
there?
looked into it, dude.
yeah, we think that you should work there 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, they get paid pretty good, bro.
Yeah, I bet.
But they're
I
only
thi-
working like
Like a couple times out of the year.
And I think
couple-
they'd probably start you
a
as
couple hours out of the day.
there's like
Yeah.
this guy that scoops poop and he like runs around and scoops the poop of the horse.
Yeah.
So they might start you there and work your way up.
Yeah.
I gotta prove myself,
Yeah.
like Rocky and.
That's like what it
and
says
Rocky
like on their
movies.
thing. Like you have to
With the
start
producers.
at like the bottom and then like you
And now we're
slowly
there.
work your way up and then you
Yeah.
can like become a knight and stuff if you stay for long.
You gotcha.
Or if you show them your award thing, it'll
Oh yeah,
automatically
Yeah.
I
start
got a bunch of awards and everything.
Well,
I
if
got-
you're a knight, you can get what like 30 something bucks an hour.
That's
Yeah,
I know
like 35
they
an
make
hour
good
or
money.
yeah, I've been making
And
more
it's
than-
all about you. You're
yeah,
the
I've been
knight.
making more than my parents.
You're the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like literally, I got awards. I got best actor award of that year.
Oh,
and
shit.
everything. I got best person in improv. I got most thespian hours and everything of that sort of like group and everything. So yeah. I'm pretty
What's
much-
thespian?
Huh?
What is that?
A thespian is like this sort of technical term for acting and
Oh.
performances and everything. But yeah, I'm pretty much a savant.
A what?
A savant.
What's that?
Like
An actor?
no, just someone who's like very like proficient at
Acting?
no, just at anything.
Oh.
Okay.
You want to do powder coating? I think there's a position opened up.
Yeah.
Well, while we're talking about hobbies,
Yeah, sure.
what are your guys' hobbies? What do you like to do, Zach?
It used to be building fish tanks, but I don't really have any more room
Yeah,
to build it. But yeah, I used to build
that's
cool
what you
ass
like.
fish tanks all the time.
Yeah, you would make like live tanks, right?
Yeah, I do like live tanks. So I'd make all like the rocks and stuff like what would be in like a natural environment. And then I wouldn't like clean it. Like I don't clean my tanks. But you could do it. You have to just like be patient, and your tank will actually like make its own like bacteria
Like, yeah.
Oh,
to
yeah,
clean
I've heard
itself.
about that.
So your tank will go into like stages. But that's like what happens in like the real life too. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, if you look on my Instagram, you'll see a bunch of them.
Yeah, promo.
They're pretty dope.
There's still one in your storage unit that's like half built, right?
Yeah, that's a paludarium.
Yeah, the paludarium.
That one's gonna be pretty cool. Once I get a house, I'm gonna build that one back up, and that one's gonna be cool. It's gonna be half land, half water, and it's a 6 foot long tank, and it's gonna have like 3 or 4 waterfalls in it, and then like a bunch of cliffs and stuff. So
Jeez,
there's
how many
gonna
gallons is it hold?
it's 120 gallons.
That's
And
the
then-
paludarium's on.
That's the paludariums, 120. And then, but it's going to have like a bunch of cliffs, bunch of live plants. So pretty much with that one, you really don't have to take care of it because the plants eat all of like the stuff from the fish and the animals that you put into it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about anything. You only have to like clean the glass every now and then.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Cole?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Or Jordan?
Jordan.
Jordan.
Okay.
Oh, we're doing the Terminator.
The Terminator. Nice
Yeah.
sunglasses, bro.
Yes, thank
Rain.
Let's take a moment of silence.
Moment of silence. Who died?
I don't know. There's some chaos going off
Yeah, there's
camera.
Yeah, there's a little bit of chaos off camera. We got a gremlin in a cage and everything.
Anyways, what are your hobbies, Jordan? What do you like to do?
Well, I do, I play basketball a lot. I'm actually on a team. Today, we had a game, but I missed it today, so we can do the podcast, because dedication.
That's a real trooper right there.
Yeah. So, yeah, play basketball, play, piano, guitar.
So you're a
play
musician?
games. I wouldn't consider myself a musician.
You play for your church.
Yeah, but I don't consider myself a musician. Not at all. I don't know why. It's just I don't play that much to be like.
Like you don't create your own music. Is what
You
you're
just
saying.
steal other people's.
I mean, I have made music before, but it's not good.
Wow.
But yeah, that's all I really
Well,
do.
you're alright. You know a couple of tunes.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I would say like Jayton says, a jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah. So yeah.
There's some good ones though. What about you, Dean? Other than acting, what kind of hobbies you got?
I mean, I like photography and everything, so kind of just going out and usually it's like I prefer like nighttime photography, so like nighttime kind of like that aesthetic and
Yeah,
everything.
like you look in people's windows and like take the pictures. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I'm in a hoodie. I'm like, hey, let me take your picture. No, but yeah, and yeah, just photography. And
It's like the
everything.
scam call I did with you on the phone.
What? Okay, we gotta talk about that.
She
after.
called me, and then a scammer called me. I was like, 1 second, babe. And I put her on hold, and then the scammer called. And I was like, hey, what's up, bro? And I merged her in. And then he was like, oh, hello, sir. I'm here at the health insurance. And I was like, yeah. What's up? He's like, I just need to verify. How old are you? I'm like, I'm 67. He's like, how old? I'm like, 67. And he's like, 67. Wow. I was like, yeah, 67 inches in your mom. And he was like, what? And I was like, I'm 67 inches in your mom. And then he started getting like weird and like, he got like kind of mad but kind of sexual at the same time. He got like, it was like weird mad. Like he was like, oh yeah? Yeah? And I was like, yeah, keep going. He's like, oh yeah, you doing that, huh? And I was like, oh my God, don't stop. And he hung up right before I was about to be like, I'm touching myself, keep going. And he hung up. I was like, what a bastard.
Oh, man. But I mean, I like scam calls for that reason. Like, you're not gonna do shit.
I never answer scam calls.
I answer every single one and I talk shit. Yeah, sometimes they call me at like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, oh my God.
Dude, you're probably
Too
known.
late.
You're probably like famous and everything. Like the scam calls.
Well, no,
It
they
should-
probably see it.
yeah,
Like
it should
he
be
answers
like-
every time.
Yeah, it should be like, stop
Dude, what if
calling.
they're like hyped up? Like, oh, what's he gonna do? What is he gonna do?
I doubt it.
Didn't they call one time like, is this Zach? And you're like,
I don't know. They called Noah one time and Noah told him to fuck off and he hung up. And dude called him on a different number. He's like, yeah, I call you from a different number. What's up, bitch? And I fucking was like, give me the phone. And me and him started cussing each other out. He's like, fuck you, man. I was like, fuck you, bitch. Oh, no, fuck you. Like, fuck you, come over here and suck my dick. Oh, fuck you, motherfucker. I call you from a different number.
Oh my
I'm like, do it.
It sounds like that video of like the two Indians who are just like, fuck you, bloody.
Dude, have you ever...
It's
Oh,
like
my
that
God.
video.
There was one time that I got a scam call and I answered it. And then as I'm on the phone with the guy, I got another scam call. So I merged them together and I just let them fucking go, dude. They were going, no, sir. No, sir. Let me tell you about this. No, sir. Let me tell you about this. I was just like, Jesus, man, this is fucking horrible.
You struck gold.
It was great. It was so fun.
It's like when they do the AI against AI.
It was like that, but it was like 2 Indian dudes just going at it, trying to sell each other.
Or it was like
shit.
2 store clerks.
I was like, oh my god, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
And they both like stopped at the same time. Like they both like realized at the same time that they're
They were
talking.
probably in the same office, and they like looked next to each other. Like, oh shit!
They're like, oh
They have the
shit.
dividers and they
calling-
just like peek
I'm
out.
calling you. Why do you have a Florida number?
Oh man.
Yeah, that's like what I do all the time.
That's one of your hobbies.
Yeah,
Messing
it's one of my
with
hobbies.
scam
Just fuck around with scam callers. It's like I don't know. I think about it like if I keep them on their phone, that's one less old person they're taking money from, and then I make them mad.
calls. You're like a vigilante.
Yeah, I'm a vigilante. I'm taking care of my city.
So, but anyways, yeah.
You got any questions?
Photography.
Yeah, just that's my hobby. So I'll do there.
Well, I realized when we were looking back at, I guess it would have been the first podcast that I like lied straight up.
You lied?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Somebody here asked me about my hobbies, and I was like, I don't do nothing. I feel like I got a different hobby every day, bro.
Okay, well, what is
Every
it
day,
today?
bro.
What's your hobby?
Huh?
Yeah, what's your hobby today?
I have an up and coming one that
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
about to invest in when we go on our Everglades trip. Is I want to get a bow fishing.
We're
bow.
doing it?
Yeah.
Bow fishing?
Yeah.
We're doing it?
No bow fishing.
It's gonna be so much fun.
I've seen videos of it. Yeah.
But yeah, I want to get a bow fishing bow.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I did have a bow and arrow and everything I got from Amazon.
Well, what did you
Nice
do with
story.
it?
I had to return it.
Why?
I was broke.
Oh,
Yeah, and it was like $100. It was like nearly $200.
but why did you want to get it?
Just because
Okay,
I'm just a guy.
all right.
I have like, dude, I have like broken brooms and like broken golf clubs.
Brooms?
Yeah, it's voice crack.
Why do you have broken brooms?
Just the staff.
What?
You
What?
have broken, you have
like,
broken
no-
brooms, you said?
Huh?
You said you have broken brooms?
And like just like the.
Why are you stroking it? Chill. Why do you have broken brooms?
Because they're cool,
Wow.
It's fucking broken.
but it's
Could
a
you-
long stick.
Pause, bro. Dean likes long sticks. You heard it here, folks. Dean likes long sticks.
Yeah, I
What do you
like
do?
long sticks and I'm proud.
What do you do with it?
What do you
Hashtag good stick.
what do you
2025.
Yeah,
what do you do with
do?
your long broomsticks?
Oh, I act like I'm Donatello.
Oh. Wait, so
Dude,
you,
I'm literally my girlfriend and everything really discussing like, are you autistic? I'm like, no.
Were you like,
I
no,
know,
check out my
And
broomsticks?
it's like, but like as the days goes on, she's nearly like gaslighting me of like, maybe I am autistic. I'm like, no, I am autistic.
You
Because
might.
literally, I have a broken golf club.
Yeah.
And that has like no head.
Pause.
Bro,
Well,
you
it
gotta
has
chill out, dude.
But it has like no club and
Yeah.
everything, like the golf club and everything. And I just keep it in my room.
For self-defense?
Yeah,
Or
it's
just-
also, yeah, and it's carbon fiber. It's carbon fiber.
Your mom or dad tries to break in, just whack.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hit my brother with it, and it left a mark.
Why does that not surprise
I
you?
shot Cole with a BB gun one time, right in the chest.
a BB gun.
Not an
Not an
airsoft gun.
a BB gun.
And it was like one of the BB guns, like point blank.
Like hostage.
It was like,
Right there.
it was like if I was like, give me your money, bitch, and he said no, and I was just like, bah! Like, dude, and it was like an exact replica of like a Glock, and it was like super fucking powerful. But it didn't.
Was it gas? Like gas?
I don't know
It
what
was
it was.
CO2, but I didn't
It
have.
never-
it was out of CO2
Yeah, it never
forever.
worked. It never worked.
It was
and
out
we
of
would
CO2.
always just like play with each other, like do shit like that, pow pow, like.
And then
one
I
day it
replaced the
fucking-
CO2.
Yeah, one day I didn't know.
Did you make sure
I
it
was
was
like handed
unloaded?
somebody a loaded gun
Oh my god.
and being like, "No, bro, you're straight." And it's like, fuck you.
I didn't know you
But
guys
like,
had
it's a
shoot me.
BB gun
yeah,
that
it's, like,
didn't.
it's gun rules
Well,
101.
Well,
yeah.
you also gotta think this gun didn't work for like years.
Yeah.
Like years, it never like it was like jammed up. Like it wouldn't shoot. It was always out. So we would always just like fuck around with it.
Yeah.
And then one day I was just like, yeah, cool. And I was like, boom. He dropped and I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, you fucking shot me, bro. And I was like, no, I didn't. And you're like, dude, yeah, you did. He pulled up his shirt, it was fucking red dot. I was like, oh my god,
You thought he
dude.
was faking it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
that
that was a fun time. I shot him with a BB gun. Fucking TV fell on him from the top of a dresser.
I was almost killed by the old school TVs, like the
with
box
like the city
square
on
TVs.
the back.
Yeah, like the CRT.
I was almost killed by one of those
Yeah.
because me and Zach used to share a room. We had bunk beds and everything, and we had one of those box TVs like up on this tall ass dresser, and I was laying like directly under it, watching. I think we were watching like Jurassic Park or something, and Zach had his feet up on the dresser, like rocking the dresser, and I was right under it. And I guess I don't know if he lost control or did it on purpose, but all of a sudden this giant TV just go.
Remember
I tried to make it out, so I turned around, but as soon as I turned around, I went boom.
Remember when I rocked your shit when you went up on top of the bunk bed?
Yeah.
You tried to like spook me or you tried to say something?
I think I was just trying to come up.
Like be like, hey bro, and I
At night.
tapped him. I just was like, fucking boom. He fell off the fucking ladder. I was like, oh man, dude. Yeah.
I grew up in an abusive
We had some good times.
No,
I used to be like a firebug, and like I would like like tech decks and shit.
Yeah.
So I used to like be really good at tech decks, and
That's so sick.
it is pretty cool, dude.
Yeah.
We used to make videos. I almost got sponsored.
you could check him
You know
out.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
His channel's
it's
linked
on,
in the
It's on YouTube.
in the bio.
Channel we linked in the description.
But yeah, fucking, I used to make like videos and stuff, dude. I was pretty good. Like you know how some people like put their thumb underneath to do the little flip. Like I could do it like how you would really do it on a skateboard. But I would
So
make
you're really
these.
good with your fingers, huh?
Yeah, I'm good at my fingers.
Okay.
Yeah, very nice.
Very nice.
But I would like spray like the handrail with like Axe, right? And then I'd light it on fire and then set my phone up and then like do a little trick to make it look cool, right? So I'd do this all the time, and there was one time where there was two times. There was one time where I went into Cole's room. This is when we grew up with no more bunk beds, switch rooms. We got two separate rooms now.
Yeah.
I go into Cole's room. I'm like, dude, you got to see this.
This is past bedtime school night. We're supposed to be asleep.
Yeah. Somehow I got a lighter and Axe. And I ran into his room and I was like, dude, you gotta check this out. He's like, all right, what is it? So I spray a bunch of Axe on the carpet. I spray a bunch of Axe on the carpet. And then he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, dude, watch this, bro. And I fucking light it, but I have my face over it. And I fucking lit it and it just like, whoom. It took all the oxygen out of like the surface area I was in. I couldn't breathe. I was like, oh no.
You were basically in the same situation as Cole.
It was
with,
fucking
the
bad.
TV.
Yeah, and then there was another time where like I was trying to make a tech deck video, so I like set my phone up, and I thought it'd be a good idea to cut the top off of the Axe can, so the liquid's in there, right? That liquid Axe.
Yeah.
And I lit it on fire, and I was like doing tricks over it, and I was like, oh, it looks cool. And then I was like, all right, fun's over. We gotta put this out, like no more fire inside the house. So,
Yeah.
so like I dump water on it, right? But I guess it's like an oil.
It's
like,
Yeah.
it's one of those things that when it's on fire,
it's an ethanol fire.
don't put water on it. It was something bad because it just like kept going on fire.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. So then I took a towel. And I took the towel and I was like that. Boom, and I put it over it, and then I whipped it back. And when I did that, the fire didn't go out, and it was just like fire Axe right to the fucking eyes, bro.
Dang.
And I was like, oh no. I was like trying to grab it, but I'm fucking blind now because the Axe is in my eyes. And I grab it, and I'm like, all right, get to the sink. I put it in the sink, turn the sink on. Oh man, dude, that was the worst. That was probably the bad one. There was another time, remember the speaker?
Yeah.
The speaker that I was like, dude, we can make it a Bluetooth speaker.
Dude, it made the logic made zero sense.
So I took a fucking extension cord. I cut the piece off to like where
It
you
was
could-
just a normal sub, right?
Yeah, it was like just normal.
Like,
yeah,
no
it was
kind of
yeah,
Bluetooth
Yeah.
technology in it at all.
All right, this is what I did. So I took an extension cord, I cut it, I wired it into the into the speaker, right? And then I was like, all right, we're
You thought you made a breakthrough?
no, I was just trying to see if I could get the speaker to be a Bluetooth speaker inside instead of like being in like a car or something, right? So I wired it up. I didn't plug it in yet, and then I wired like an aux cord to it because I was like, oh, like there's no Bluetooth, so I'm gonna just aux it.
Yeah.
So I plugged in my phone, and I was like, all right, cool, we're ready. And I plugged it into the wall, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, boom, and like smoking and shit. I was like, oh, fuck. I ran that shit outside. Oh, man. Yeah, that was a bad
But it
idea.
made like the noise. It was like boom.
Yeah, it was like boom, boom, boom. And then just smoking like a motherfucker. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, that was a fun one. We did a bunch of stupid shit as a kid. We did dumb shit.
Yeah.
I used to dip. I mean, I still dip, but I used to dip tobacco, like actual dip.
Yeah.
And I had I probably had like 80 cans, right? Of like like when you do it, I don't know. It's like a thing. Like you save your can and like you can make like cool things out of it.
Okay.
I don't know. I just always saved it, but I was too young to dip, so I'd hide it, and I hid it under my dresser. Like the dresser had like a little up part at the bottom, so I hid it all under there. And then one day my dad caught it, and I got in trouble. And I was like, oh, fuck, man. And I was like, man. So he was like, I need you to clean the whole fucking room up. I was like, all right. He's like, no, nothing in here with the dip. I was like, okay. I cleaned it all up, but I had one can left. One can, full can. And not even open. I was like, I can't just throw this away, dude. So I was like, Cole, where should we put this, dude? And he's like, I don't know. So we're searching around the whole fucking bedroom to find out where to put it. When I probably could have just put it in Cole's room.
That probably would have been a better
Yeah, he
idea.
would have never known.
Yeah.
But we hid it in the blinds, right? Because I was like, who's going to check the blinds, right? Fucking, he came in, dude. You would have thought he had a camera. The first thing he went to, the fucking blinds. He was like, oh, no, let me see what these blinds look. I was like, well, fuck, dude. And like, Cole just dipped. Cole just Cole just like saw him go to the blinds and was like, peace. Fucking
Yeah, I was like, all right.
and I'm standing there like, oh, fuck, dude, it's gonna see, it's gonna drop. It didn't drop, bro. I was like so happy, man.
I don't know
still
how
had
it didn't
that
drop.
can. I don't know.
And I also don't know why he went straight. Like
It's
he walked
weird.
in the room and just went straight to the blinds.
Right to the
Where do
blinds.
these blinds work?
On the other side of the room.
It's like he bugged the room or something.
Somehow it was like
seemed
he knew.
Trying to be his hiding place.
Well, that's what I think too. He must have done that in his past.
Yeah.
Maybe he hid it in his blinds when he was younger.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Damn, you're a good storyteller.
But yeah.
I did a lot of fucked up shit as a kid.
Like I said, you're a good storyteller.
Yeah, I did a lot of bad
Do you have any
things. Like
traumatic
things you're not
childhood
supposed to
memories?
do.
Traumatic childhood memories.
Or like anything crazy.
I got one
Do
for
you?
Cole.
Wait, what?
I got one for Cole.
What?
Gave him a rug burn one time.
I know how those are.
Yeah, it was
so bad.
That's
I got
not
I got in
the part of
trouble.
the story. That's
I got the cops called on me when I was 6 years old for giving Cole a rug burn. I had to go down to the courthouse and talk to the cops on why I gave Cole a rug burn the size of a quarter.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Wait, this is I forgot. This is Florida. Makes sense.
It doesn't make sense. That's
Wait,
retarded.
So how'd you get the police called on you?
Wait, did you call? Did you?
I didn't
Cole
call
didn't
the
call the
police.
police. Somebody who's Cole's involved with. I'm not, but Cole's involved with was upset about it. Called the cops. They also called the cops saying I peed in my sister's bed. Which we didn't. We just poured water in her bed.
Oh.
I'm more.
Still, that sounds dumb.
It
It is dumb. What
we
did.
poured water in her bed to make it look like she peed.
for some weird reason.
That's all we did. But then
I don't know if we
all
wanted
of a
to get her
sudden
in
it was,
trouble or
it
what.
was Cole wasn't there. Zach just fucking whipped it out and started peeing all over his sister. I was like, what? No.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the cops came to that. They came to the house We didn't do that. No.
That did not happen.
We took like a little bucket of water and like poured it on her while she was sleeping. To make it look like she peed herself, right?
Yeah, no, I get that.
Just being stupid.
Yeah.
And then the cops came to the house and they were like, "We needed to talk to Zach." And I was like the only one home with my dad. So I closed the door, and my dad was like, "Who's here?" I was like, "The cops are here." And he's like, "Open the door." So I opened the door, and they were like, "We need to talk to Zach." And I was like, "Oh, that's me." And they were like, "Yeah." And they were like, sat me down. They asked me a couple questions, and they were like, "So, like, did you pee in Elizabeth's bed?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "Nah."
What?
They were like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like I poured water in her bed to make it look like she peed, but I didn't like pee on her or nothing like that.
I'm more shocked at the fact that they accepted that phone call.
I mean,
Like they would have known, like, oh yeah,
Who
this is
called?
in the bed. And then they're like, well, we got nothing else to do, and so I'm more shocked at that. But
I don't know. There's some crazy stuff in our family. Our family's always on some like
sabbatical.
What's that?
What?
What's sabbatical?
Oh, I thought you meant like.
What?
Sabbatical, like on some like.
I thought on
No,
sabbatical
we're
meant like
I'm sorry,
you went rogue and now you're like missing.
I only know sabbatical.
I thought that's what
from,
that meant, but maybe not.
I only know sabbatical from what is it, Far From Home or No Way Home?
Yeah.
And everything.
Norman's on sabbatical, honey. I don't know how we timed that up perfectly. That was
What are you guys talking
Anyways, it's from a movie.
about?
Yeah.
No, they're not crazy.
Sabbatical, a period of paid leave guaranteed to a university. No, okay, no, it's not sabbatical. It's
I don't know.
Related to sabbatical. Inappropriate as sad. A period of paid leave guaranteed to a university teacher or other worker for study or travel, traditionally 1 year for every 7 years' work. So it's like paid leave, I guess.
Anyways, this is the Keep Your Pants On podcast, not the dictionary podcast.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on.
Well, fucking, I didn't learn a lot in school, so sometimes I want to know big words.
Okay. I always thought it was like, oh, it's your sabbatical, you're crazy.
No, I don't-
I always thought that's what it meant.
Do you have a crazy story?
Do I have a
When you were
crazy story?
younger?
I mean, the rug burn and everything. I had a rug burn, and unfortunately, I didn't get the cops on me.
Who gave you the rug
That's
burn?
good.
My brother did.
What did you do?
But
As they
Should have
do.
called the cops on me.
yeah, should have called the cops.
Yeah.
But no, but like literally, it's not a quarter size. It was literally the whole back of like my entire back and everything was rug burn, and then also he dragged me in my front thighs and everything because he dragged me from like my hands.
Dude, this sounds like a rape story, bro. He keeps talking about how he dragged you and pulled you and grabbed you by your legs.
Okay, you're insinuating that.
I'm just saying, it sounds a little odd.
But why would he do that though?
Don't look at that, Jade.
Why did he do that?
It's just because I don't know what it was. I think we were fighting over like an Xbox game or something. I think because he wanted to play Halo Reach and we were using like the disc and everything, and you know apparently I wrote over his data, you know, like saved that he did like.
Damn, you
prestige
erased his
campaign.
game. You
Oh,
erased
wow.
his whole game.
That's
Damn, I
pretty
would be
messed
mad
up.
too.
But then he dragged me, and then he grabbed me from my arms, and then he pulled me, and I didn't.
Bro,
apparently I was not.
These descriptions are wild.
No, but apparently I wasn't strong enough to pick myself up, so I just let him drag me, and like one of my thighs were just like rubber.
I just let him have a throw.
And basically I had to like have like ice packs and like, you know whatever just to do whatever. But jeez, I'm having so many.
I was about to say,
It
you've
was great.
been cracking.
Dude, I've been cracking like a whip.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then
I gotta pee. I'll be right back. Do I keep it running?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, we'll go on pause.
Oh,
No,
no,
I don't think we
no,
need to touch
hold
that.
on. I thought you meant like to like keep it running. Like, can I take it to the bathroom with me? No.
All right, everybody, we'll be right back. All right, we're back from our short break. We had some technical difficulties.
I
and
fucked up.
Dean's audio got lost in the archives, so we're gonna try to make it work. But
Yeah, we're
so if the first half of the podcast is a little wonky, that's why.
yeah, you're only gonna not hear my audio. These three guys, these three good. God, what am I doing?
It's okay. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. So-
we'll make it work. We'll try to do better next time.
Disclaimer for the first 30
Anyways,
minutes.
so we were talking about childhood stories.
Yeah.
Jordan, you're the one that brought up that whole topic, so you must
Oh, yeah.
have one.
Nice, your turn.
Good childhood. I was just gonna probably talk about the time when I got in trouble at school for grad bash.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Tell that story. It's
Please
funny.
start.
I think I remember this.
So, I'll preface it with, for our school, we had this thing called grad bash, which all, obviously, the seniors could go to, and it was at Universal.
Yeah.
And me and Jordan were the only
Ones that
wanted to go, so
Yeah.
we went. And
Wait, you guys were like the only people?
no, not like the only people in the school. The only people
Like
like
in the
our
friend group.
friends
Mhm.
that
Well, I-
wanted to go.
Oh, you went to a different
Yeah,
place.
he went to a
different
You
school,
did,
so
like
he-
online or something.
Yeah, the last 2 years of high school, I went to another school. And everything, so.
But
I still remember though.
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, it was pretty good at first. I had high energy, like at the start.
Which it started at like what 9?
Yeah,
it was
9
already
o'clock
dark
or
when
something.
we
It
got
was
there.
nighttime.
Oh,
And
like nine,
so-
9 at night?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
it was all
How
good.
late does the park stay open?
for that night it's super
Yeah,
late.
it was pretty late.
We
Okay.
didn't
There
get
was a
back to
lot-
the buses till like 1 a.m.
Yeah, it's like they rent out the place basically.
There was
Oh,
a
shit.
bunch of different schools.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
all schools.
Mm.
Yeah, so I know that like when you get on the bus, right, or whatever, you're like with your counselor, and there's a bunch of other kids that have the same counselor as you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have like your little group thing, right?
Mhm.
But you don't have to stay with them for the whole time. You just have to check in with them and stuff like that. But anyways, so time's going by. I'm getting tired. I fell asleep in the bushes.
What?
Because when there was a certain time where they told everybody to come
Yeah,
back, but they
wait.
wouldn't open the damn gates to let you out. So there's just all these kids from all these schools waiting at this gate. So and we're waiting there for probably 30 minutes, maybe even more. So Jordan sat down and fell asleep in the bushes.
I fell asleep in the bushes. Like I barely like laid down. My head's like in the bush, and I remember when I woke up, I saw somebody taking a picture of me.
Oh
I was
man.
just like, oh my gosh, this is really bad. So at this point, I'm tired. Everybody's tired, right? So we're all going on the bus, and like I knew in my head that like, yeah, I have to get on my bus, but I didn't think that it would be a big deal if I get on Cole's bus. So I told Cole, I was like, I'm gonna ride with you. I'm gonna take your bus. So he's like, okay. So we get on the bus, right? Sit down. It's dark, and like everybody's pretty much like probably gonna sleep the whole time until we get back to the school. And so I think it was probably a good half hour.
Yeah.
It was a while. I fell asleep. He fell asleep, and all of a sudden the lights turn on, and then one of the ladies goes, "Whoever's not supposed to be on this bus, better stand up right now and come to the front." And like everybody started getting mad, everything.
Because whoever it was wasn't owning up.
Yeah.
Because this went on for at least 20 to 30 more minutes of
Oh,
them
was it-
trying to find who this person was.
It was a standoff.
And Jordan decided he's gonna stand on business and not say shit. And
Yeah,
just
I didn't say anything at first.
act
'cause
like
I
he
was
was sleeping.
I was like, oh shoot. I was like, oh dang. I didn't realize it was gonna be that big of a deal. But then, they started like walking down like one by one, looking at all the sections. So I just told Cole, I was just like, all right, well, this is it. So I stand up, and then everybody's just like, what the heck?
Dude, everybody was so mad.
Yeah, they got so mad.
Cussing him out, booing. It was terrible. Because
Dude,
everybody's
yeah.
tired, just wants to go home. It's
Yeah.
like 3 a.m.
Dude, I feel like after like 2 minutes, I would be like, okay, well.
And then I get off the bus, and then the basketball coach, he's yelling at me. He's like, man, what are you doing? What are you doing on the wrong bus? I was just like, man, I don't know. I'm just tired.
Which
man.
basketball
I
coach?
was tired.
The Coach Wynn, the really tall coach.
What was the one that it was like? He was like the junior.
That's Coach Zeke.
He was like the black dude,
Yeah.
big dude.
hmm
He don't like me.
Yeah, but
He don't like me at all.
yeah, he started yelling at me, and I had my sunglasses on the whole time, so like nobody could see my face. I mean, I wasn't like really like nervous or anything, but boy, when I got on my bus, that's when like everybody really started like they were like screaming. They were like, we should steal his stuff and jump him. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, because like
Oh.
it was every bus was stopped, right? Not just
Yeah.
like,
None of the buses could leave
Yeah,
until
they
they
couldn't leave
found
until they found me. And,
found Jordan.
yeah, and I could just see everybody's face. They were like, "What the heck, man?" And then my
Did you have
account-
like headphones or something to drown out the?
No.
Literally,
Literally, my phone was dead. I had my sunglasses on, and then my counselor, she's over here yelling at me. She's like, "Oh my god!" She's just like, "Why would you do that?"
dude,
And
I'm
then
tired.
she was like, "Call your mom." So I was like, "Okay." I look at my phone. My phone's dead. So I was just like, "Oh shoot!" And then yeah, after that, we leave. But it was really quiet. Nobody said anything after that. But one of the ladies was threatening to give me a referral
Yeah.
for some reason. She's like, "We should give
For
him
some
a referral."
reason.
I got threatened to get a referral. I got a referral because I was in homeroom. It's homeroom. You're not doing shit in homeroom.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I had, who was it? I can't remember the name. She was like this old black lady.
Bless
She
you.
fucking was mean as shit. And I remember like I was in her class and I was just doing my homework and shit, just trying to get shit done. And this kid sitting next to me, he was picking his boogers out. Dude, we're in high school. He's picking his boogers out and flicking them on me. And I was like, dude,
Bro.
stop that shit, man. And he was like, what? And I was like, dude, stop, bro. And he kept doing it. And he did it, and I fucking jumped. And the chair moved, and it made a noise. And my teacher was on the phone with her friend. She was on the phone like, yeah, girl, you know me and all this. I moved the chair. She fucking took the phone, slammed it on the like, hung it up. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, he's fucking picking his snot and flicking it at me. And she's like, oh, you expect me to believe that? I was like, you don't have to believe it. That's what he did. He's doing it. And she's like, you know what? I don't have any more referrals. You can go down to the fucking office and go get your own referral. So I was like, all right, bro. So I walked down to the office and I was like, hey, can I get a referral? And the lady was like, you want a referral? And I was like, I mean, I don't want one, but I'm getting one. And she was like, what'd you do? And I was like, some kid was flicking boogers on me and I jumped. And now I'm getting a referral because the lady thinks that's a 5th grade answer. And she was like, was he really doing it? I was like, yeah. She was like, that's dumb. And I was like, hey, that's what I'm saying. So I had to get a referral for me. Listen to this. I had to get a referral for me for getting boogers thrown on me. And then I had to get a referral for the kid sitting next to me for flicking boogers on me. How stupid is that? It doesn't even make any sense. So I was like, all right. So then I gave it to her, and she was like, fucking filled him out. I was like, what are you filling out? Like, I'm giving him a referral because he was getting boogers flicked on him. I'm like, dude, that's gross. And then I was like sitting in class like, damn, dude, like, I'm gonna really get a referral for this right now. Like, it's just homeroom. How am I getting a referral in homeroom? And then the end of the day happened because it was like homerooms at the end of the day. And I was sitting there and I was like, all right, well, like, let me just walk up and go get it and just do what I gotta do. And I walked up and then she just started crying. And I'm like standing in front of her like, you all right? Like, everything's good? She was like, woo, like really crying, bro. And I was like, good? And she was like, I'm sorry, I'm just going through a lot right now. I was like, yo, it's okay. And she was like, my mom's really sick and my dad died a couple years ago. I just don't know what to do. I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do right now. And she was like, listen, it's okay. And she just ripped up the referral. And I was like, okay, have a good day. And then I left. That same lady, she was an asshole. I remember I had to pee really bad before class. So I was like, let me go. It was homeroom still. Same lady. I was like, let me pee before I go to homeroom. So I'm taking a piss. And it was like the longest piss of my life. And the fucking bell rang. But the bell rang, like, I pissed, and I'm like, I'm grabbing the door, and right as I grabbed the door, the bell rang, and that fucking bitch, she grabbed the door, she grabbed the fucking door and was like, lock, like, pulled it in, and I'm sitting outside like, bro, like,
Bruh.
the bathroom, like, it's not like she can't see I just came out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, here's her door, here's the bathroom. She's right next to the bathroom. I was like, what the hell? And she opened the door. She's like, you need to get a pass. You're late. I was like, the bell just rang. You saw me grab the door. You closed the door in my face. And she was like, you need to get a pass. I was like, I just came from the bathroom. You just saw me from the bathroom. And she was like, well, it looks like you need to go to the bathroom and get a pass. And I was like,
what?
How do I do that? Like, so then I was standing outside like, what? Like, I'm so confused right now. And then, like, I looked behind me, and it was, like, a group of, like, the cops, like, the resource officers. So I walked up to them, and I was like, hey, could you guys, like, write me a pass? And they were like, well, were you late? And I was like, not technically, no. Like, I was grabbing the door, and she, like, pulled it on me, and the cop was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I was coming from the bathroom. I told him, came from the bathroom, tried to get the door locked. She locked it on me. Mm-hmm. And she told me to get a pass from the bathroom. I was like, I told him, I was like, can you show me how to do it? Like, I don't know what I do. And he was like, she told you to get a pass from the bathroom? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, and he fucking knocked on the door, and the lady came. She was like, yeah, did he get a pass from the bathroom? And then the cop was like, let this kid in. He went to the fucking bathroom. And I was sitting there like, yeah, dude, I just...
Oh, it's still going?
It's still going.
Okay.
My
your screen
My screen just went down. And then I was like, alright, bro. So then I went in. That lady fucking hated my ass, dude. She hated me so bad. And then when I went to high school, when I got closer to senior, because I was like freshman. I was like early high school. Mm. When I got to freshman, my teacher, she was a reading teacher. And I fucking hated it. Miss Rouse. I think it was Miss Rouse. I can't remember her name. I hate that lady.
Dude, I remember Miss Rouse.
She told me, I think it was Miss Rouse. It was somebody. She was like, if you had this teacher you didn't like her, you're not going to like me because she taught me. And I was like, great. This is the lady. The other lady gave me a referral for getting boogers flicked on me.
Wait, what was the other lady?
I don't remember the lady's name. It's Eason.
Miss Eason,
she was mean as fuck. Wasn't
Miss
she?
Eason was mean to everybody.
Yeah. Well, this Miss Rouse, I think that was her name. She fucking whatever her name was. She segregated the class, dude.
Yep.
Like, I went in there, bro. Mm-hmm. Every table was a table of 4, and it was all black kids at every table, right? Mm-hmm. Seminole High School is a predominantly black school. So every table was black kids, right? And then my table was 2 tables put together, and it was all the whites and Hispanics. And like the first day, I kind of sat there, and I was like,
You guys picking up on this?
I was like, this is a little weird. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, we're the only white people and Hispanic people at this table. No whites at any other table. And then like the first day it was like, tell everybody what you want to do and stuff. And everybody was like, I want to be a rapper and I want to be a basketball player, football player. And I was like, okay. Yeah. And then it got to my table and like they asked me like, what do you want to do? And at the time when I was in high school, I was doing body work. Mm-hmm. I was like in the class for body work. Yeah. And I was good at it and I had a job doing body work. Mm-hmm. So I told the lady, I'm gonna do body work. And she was like, you're gonna do nothing with your life. I was like, what? I was like, dude, these kids want to be rappers and basketball players. I have a real job. I'm doing it. And she was like, no, my husband's an insurance agent, so no. And I was like,
the fuck is her problem?
I was like, bitch. I was like, don't you know? Like, I could just be like, no, like I don't want to do it for that. Like, you can't just like. I make, like, body techs make good money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was like, what the hell is wrong with this lady? And I had, like, a 13% F. Like, every table had a good grade, except my table. My whole table had a 13% F, dude. I was like, dude, something's going on. And my guidance counselor was like, no, Zach, nothing's going on. You just need to do better. I was like, dude, I'm fucking trying. But you got all your
dude,
points.
Literally gaslighting you. You fucked up.
You got all your points from participation. In every answer, my team would raise their hand. And she'd pick on somebody on the other, in one of the black tables. That sounds racist as fuck, but she was a black lady.
Yeah.
And she would do that, and like my whole table would have 0 points. We would never get anything.
Yeah.
And then they finally, my guidance counselor was like looking at it and was like, all right, this is like, something's fucked up here. So she like moved me out, thank God. It was bad. Dude. But that coach guy, what is that guy's name? The one that's like junior, his dad also is a coach.
Oh, I know.
He don't like me.
I forgot his name.
You know when we do at that school, you do like the 1 week a year, everybody is like pajama day.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
like, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, like
Spirit Week.
Yeah, you know how one day is Heritage Day.
It's not a thing anymore. But
It's not.
It used to.
Was
be,
it like? Did it end after me?
I think so.
Yeah.
Wait,
So I fucked up. All right.
Okay.
So at the time, I was hanging with these redneck dudes and stuff, and I thought, from the South, we're all from the South. So I bought a rebel flag. It's a predominantly black kid school, and I was like, fuck. And well, I was like, oh, it'll be fine, you know, whatever. So I walked in, and like all these other kids were wearing Black Lives Matter shit. So I was like, I'll rep my shit, you rep yours. so I was fucking. I had the flag. Everything was cool. First like 4 periods, everything was kosher. I was like, hell yeah. And I got to math, and then these kids were saying some shit, and I was like, whatever, bro, like whatever. And after class, they tried to jump me, but they didn't really jump me at all. It was like they were like trying to jump me, but I didn't get hit. I was like, all right. And I met with my buddy, and I told him like, yo, these kids are trying to fucking jump me. And some Mexican dudes tried to jump him, but he didn't have a rebel flag. He had an American flag on a stick, like on a big ass fucking pole.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, he was like, yeah, dude, these fucking Mexicans came up, tried to get my fucking flag.
See, sticks.
He was like, I was
That's what
over
I'm
there
saying.
jabbing him with the fucking pole, dude. I was like, hell yeah. I was like, well, these guys are trying to beat me up for the rebel flag. He's like, where the fuckers at? So we went, we found him. It was Lane. That was his name. He's a big ass redneck dude. And he saw these dudes that were trying to jump me. He's like, hey, bitch. And those kids looked around, and dude, he's huge. Like this is a big ass dude. He's tall and fucking, he's like built.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey. And they fucking turn around. He's like, what's up, motherfucker? You guys want to fight? And they were like, no, they fucking booked it, dude. And I went to auto mechanics. I put the flag away. I was like, all right, bro, I don't want to fight. Fuck it, we'll put the flag away. So I put the flag away. And then my auto mechanics teacher was like, Zach, what you got in the bag, dude? I was like, nothing, man. And he's like a redneck dude too, but he's like, I don't really know what he is.
I'm at Mr. P.
He's got to be like, I don't know if he's black or I think
he's like
Mixed.
I think it's mixed.
yeah,
because he looks like he's got like something else in him.
yeah.
But he's a cool ass dude.
Mm.
But he was asking me, and I was like, yeah, dude, I know. He was like, just put that shit away. I was like, all right. So I put it away, and then I got called to the whoever person, like higher up person.
Mm.
They like called me up. I was like, I walked up, and it was Mr. Torrance. I don't know if you guys ever met Mr. Torrance.
The name sounds familiar.
He was the white dude. He was cool as shit. He took me in. He was like, listen, sit down. I was like, I sat down. He was like, what's in your bag? I was like, nothing. He's like, don't fucking lie to me. What's in your bag? I was like, I got a rebel flag. And he was like, rebel flag? I was like, yeah. He was like, pull it out. So I pulled it out. I showed him. He was like, all right. And he folded it up, put it on the table, and he was like, listen. I was like, yeah. He was like, I have no problem with this flag. He's like, I think it's a great flag. I was like, oh, cool. And then he was like, but you got to realize where you're at. And I was like, yeah. He was like, a lot of these people, like these kids aren't going to look at it as what you look at it as. They're going to look at it as like a fucking KKK member or some shit.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. So he took my flag away, and I had to pick it up at the end of the day. After that, me and that guy had the fucking best relationship ever.
Mm-hmm.
But I got sent to ISS for that.
Yeah.
And that's where I met that coach. Dude, that was the worst fucking... I had 1 day of ISS, right?
Mm-hmm.
In school suspension, 1 day. I was like, all right, 1 day I could bump this out, whatever. So I went in, I sat down, it's a bunch of fucking black kids. I was like, fuck, they probably saw that video of me holding a rebel flag. So I was like, great. I sat down, and that coach came up to me. What'd you do? I was like, nothing. He was like, nothing? You're like, you don't go to ISS for nothing. And I was like, I got jumped. And he was like, you went to ISS because you got jumped? I was like, yeah. He's like, what'd you do? I was like, I had a rebel flag. And he was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then I saw all the other kids on their phone. So I was like, oh, maybe this is a cool place. So I went on my phone. Nah. He was on my shit, bro. He's like, get the fuck off your phone. I was like, they're on their phone. He's like, they're on their phone. Doesn't mean you be on your phone. I was like, all right, bro. Sorry, dog. Fucking draw or something.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, dude. Like, that's pretty racist, bro. It is fucked up.
Yeah. But yeah.
I fucking hate that school, dude.
Yeah, we can tell.
Here's the thing.
You just went into like 5 different stories.
That's the
They're
worst,
all negative.
dude. It's the worst fucking school ever.
Yeah, I mean that was a lot of talk and like nothing good came out of it.
I hate that school.
But dude, I feel like
my buddy hit
yeah.
a fucking guy.
Mm.
My buddy hit this dude. I don't know why. Honestly, we're not even friends. He just hit this guy, and I just knew the dude who hit him.
Yeah.
That's it. And then all of a sudden, this fucking gang was trying to beat me up every single day because they saw one picture with me and the kid. I was like, dude, I don't even know him like that. We're not even tight like that. And then they saw it. And I wasn't even fighting. I was like, nah, bro, I don't want to get jumped. So I'm like trying to dip. But they keep coming at me every day. And I was like, all right, like whatever. I'm not fighting. I'm getting out of it. And then one day they went to the cops. The gang went to the cops. Listen how stupid this is. The gang went to the cops. And they showed them this picture. And in the picture, I'm not gonna lie, I was being funny. And I was throwing their gang sign down. I was throwing their gang sign down, but you can obviously see it was a joke because I gave myself a double chin. Alright? I was like, give myself a
yeah,
double
that makes
chin.
everything okay.
And I was doing it. You could see I was fucking around. And then they showed the cops that, which they're a gang. And they're talking to the cops. I was like, what? So I was in class, and I was like, man, I gotta pee. So I went to go take a piss.
Yeah.
And I'm walking to the bathroom, and all of a sudden the cop comes with my buddy, my actual homie. And my buddy Deen, he's like, what's up, dude? Different Deen.
Gotcha.
This guy's like an Asian guy. I was
yeah,
like, what's
okay,
up,
yeah.
bro? And I dabbed him up, and the cop looked at me, and she was like, do you wear that hat every day? And I was like, yeah. I was like, it's like my favorite hat. And she was like, oh, that's crazy. You should come with me real quick. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, you should come with me. And I was like, okay. And she was like, we should go back to your class and grab your bag. And I was like, what? Like, what's going on? So I went back to my class, and in that class, I was really good because I really liked that class. It was history. I loved that class. And my teacher was like, Zach, why are the cops here? And I was like, I don't know. I have no idea. And like my teacher was like really sad. She was like, oh man. And I was like, I'm nervous. Like, I don't know what's going on. So I walk down. We go to where the cops hang out at the school, bro. And there's just a bunch of cops in this room. And I sit down. And they're like, we need to talk to you. I was like, okay, what's going on? And they're like, can you tell me, is this you in this picture? And they show me the picture. Bruh, I'm wearing the same hat, the same shirt, the same pants, the same shoes, bro.
Oh my god.
I was like, I looked at it, I was just like,
No, that's not me, bro.
dude, I couldn't lie, dude. I was like, yeah, that's me, dude. And they were like, you know what you're doing in here? I was like, white mode. I was like, no, I have no idea.
White mode.
They were like, you know what signs you're throwing up? I was like, no, I just see it around school all the time. I thought it was like a joke or something. They're like, you thought this was a joke? I was like, yeah. And then the cop was like, listen, like apparently like they really looked into this shit because these guys were trying to jump me and my buddies for like a couple months, dude.
Damn.
So every day shit was popping off. And they were like, listen, we know who you guys are and we know like your friends and shit. And I was like, oh great. Because some of my friends were into some dumb shit, like really bad shit. And I was like, great. And they were like, if I see you with your friends again, like, you're gonna get in trouble. And I was like, those are like the only friends I have, dude. Like, I don't have any more friends. And they were like, you can't be around them. And then they were like, if any fights pop off anymore, we're not gonna like hold you guys up. We're just gonna call the fucking paddy wagon and like take everybody to jail. And I was like, oh man, dude. So I went to my boys like after I talked to the cops.
Yeah.
And I was like, you should probably just push them off of you, bro.
No, I'm chilling.
Like, if he's rocking your
listening.
fucking hand.
He's chilling.
Yeah, but I talked to my boys and I told them like, dude, the fucking cops are like getting involved. Like, we should probably calm down. And they were like, yeah. But then a fight popped off, but it wasn't my homies, right? We were like, we're not into it. And I went to class. I was like, all right, maybe he's gonna call the paddy wagon, like get everybody booked or something, or we're not. I'm sitting in class, and all of a sudden we go to fucking code red, bro. And I was like, oh, dude, no, I'm gonna go to fucking jail, bro. I didn't even fight. And then I'm looking out the window, and the SWAT is in the fucking campus, dude. There's like cops everywhere with fucking guns, like padded up. I was like, oh man, dude. Thank God. Some other kid brought a gun to school. What an idiot.
Thank God.
Yeah. What a fucking idiot. I thought I was going to jail, dude. That was the scariest fucking time ever. Had a couple scary times.
Yeah, that's.
Did I tell you about when I walked into? Did I tell you about when I walked into a trap house on accident?
No, but we're good.
You don't want to hear about it?
We've been talking for
One more. You get one more.
All right. So I walked into this trap house. My buddy was like, "Hey, bro, come over and hang out." I was like, "All right, bro, I'll hang out with you." So I went to this house, and he'd like sent me the location. I went there. I was like, "Man, this house looks weird." All the other houses around it were really nice houses, grass and everything. This house, no grass, sand, all the way up. And I was like, "Huh, don't drink that." And fucking, I went inside, and I'm like, "Man, dude." Like looking around, like none of my friends are anywhere. There's Jesus pictures everywhere. Jesus pictures, Jesus candles, crosses everywhere. Super dark. I'm like, what's going on in here, man? And all of a sudden, I call my buddy. I'm like, dude, where are you at? I like walked into this house. Like, am I in the right house? Like, what's going on? He's like, yeah, walk in the back, bro. I'm like, okay, I'll walk in the back. They're over there like smoking a joint. I was like, damn, dude, you guys are smoking a joint under Jesus? Like, bro, this is fucked up. Like, the room that we were in was more Jesus shit. Every room was Jesus.
Yep.
And I was like, you guys are smoking a joint under Jesus, bro? Like, this is messed up. He's like, oh,
wait,
dude.
you're telling me Jesus never smoked a doobie?
Well, you gotta listen to this. I was like, and he was like, oh, bro, there's a lot worse things going in here than smoking weed under Jesus. I was like, what do you mean? And this old lady come in, dude. And he's like, yo, Gene. And she's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you smoke crack under Jesus? And she's like, I don't fucking smoke crack, I do heroin. I was like, what's the difference? Like, holy shit, lady. Yeah. And then he's like, and then the guy was like, yeah, like, this is my place and all that. I was like, oh, okay, like, cool, like, congratulations on your house. And then he was like, you want a tour? And I was like, I'm good. Like, don't worry about it. He's like, no, let me bring you on a tour, man. So he brought me on a tour of the whole trap house. Showed me where he cooks and everything. I was like, cool. And then he brought me to this room. And there was a hospital bed and a lazy boy. And there's an old dude sleeping in the hospital bed and there's an old dude sleeping in the lazy boy. And I was like, okay, like, what's going on? He's like, these are, like, heroin junkies. I was like, oh. He's like, yeah, they're, like, knocked out right now. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, watch this. And he goes up to him and he's like, be really quiet. And I was like, all right. And he was like, the fucking cops are here! Oh my god! The fucking dude is laying down, dude. He's like, whoop. Looks around, bro. He's like, look around. He's like, no cops. And he just fucking nods the fuck back out. Dude, I looked, I was like, what the fuck? He's like, you see this room? I was like, yeah. He's like, you see how it's really dark? I was like, yeah. He's like, don't go in there, bro. He's like, those people are, I don't remember what they were on, but he was like, if they like see the light, they start like tweaking the fuck out and going crazy. I hung out there for a little bit longer and then I left. I was like, this is a fucking weird place. But like, who tells somebody, bro, come on over, let's hang out? It's a fucking trap house that you're doing heroin. People are doing heroin and crack. Yeah. Like, let somebody know, bro. Don't just like, yeah, bro, come chill at my crib, man. And then you like walk in and they're like, yeah, dude, fucking, like, people are shooting up and smoking crack. I was like, this is something you warned somebody
But we got a
bro.
charcuterie board. And then you're like, ooh.
They didn't have a charcuterie board, dude.
Oh, damn. It sounded like a scene from, like, Grown Ups.
I have some crazy stories, bro. Some wild shit happened in fucking when I was younger.
Yeah.
I've gotten into some dumb shit. I don't know what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
I have a bit of a story from this past weekend.
Okay.
Me and Addie decided to go on a hike.
Oh yeah, I heard
And
about
the
this.
whole hike was it was probably like a 3 to 4 hour hike.
Mhm.
And within the first 10 minutes of being on this hike, like we just got on the trail 10 minutes in,
Mhm.
we meet this man and his little brown Pomeranian. And ever since we met him, he was there. It was not James. It was John.
God.
I wasn't gonna say his name on the podcast, but anyway.
Is he gonna watch it?
Huh?
Did you
No,
give him the channel?
No, probably not gonna watch it, but I just wasn't gonna say it.
But the channel might blow up.
Anyways,
Says the Middle Eastern.
so we meet this man like first 10 minutes on the hike, and then the rest of the 3 hours until we had to turn around, he was there with us the whole time, dude. Imagine 3 hours with some dude you just met.
Yeah.
And at first he starts the conversation just kind of like talking about the trail and everything, and then he moves it to other trails that he's been on, like in Europe, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes on about traveling, and then he starts to go on about this trip he took to Louisiana, like the boondocks, like deep in the swamp, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he was having a conversation with this man, and this is when I started to get a little bit on edge, but I had the gat on me, so I was ready.
Mm-hmm.
But then he starts talking about how he met this man in Louisiana, like out in the swamp, and this man was telling him how to kill a man and chop him up and feed him to the gators. Like he said, like you just take a chainsaw and you put like this hefty trash bag on you. And,
As
like,
they're in the middle of the woods.
cut
Be
out.
like that.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the woods. We're in the trail in the middle of nowhere. And he's like, yeah, you just gotta put a hefty bag on, cut out some holes for your arms, and then you chop them up with the chainsaw into like 7 pieces. Throw them all in the swamp. The gators take care of the rest. You know, run the chainsaw in the water. Chainsaw's clean. So if you hear a chainsaw, at midnight in the swamp, they're not cutting trees. That's what he said. And when he started going about killing people and how to get away with it, I was like,
It's like some Dexter Morgan
this is a little
shit.
weird.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd make
but
sure
the
we
thing
got
is,
one in the
everything that led
chamber.
up to that, he seemed like just a genuine nice guy. So it didn't put me on like complete edge, like this guy's about to kill me. But it definitely like,
I mean,
This
so
is-
did.
this
didn't
is
you
Florida.
Didn't you see Jeffrey Dahmer?
No,
He
yeah.
was like,
I did not
"Hey,
see
you wanna
Jeffrey Dahmer.
come back and watch a movie?"
Yeah.
And then he's like that.
I
A
wanna take some-
movie?
I want
That's
to
what he
take some
did. You didn't see
pictures.
not to
documentary?
me, not to me.
No, that's what Jeffrey Dahmer did.
I know, but
You go to the bar and like go to a guy and be like, "Hey, you want to come back to my place and like watch a movie
And
he'd
take
be
some
like,
pictures.
Yeah, and take
Yeah.
some pictures and he'd be like, "Yeah," and then he'd be like, "Let me suck on your fingers," and then he'd
But
be
the
like,
guy ended up being
"Kill."
a nice guy. He was just a genuine nice
Well, at
guy.
least he didn't kill
wanted
you.
to travel.
He's
Okay.
very passionate.
Huh?
He said he sounded like he was very passionate about whatever.
Yeah, he was a cool guy.
So, do we have any other experiences like that about like a weird, creepy
I
guy?
picked up a hitchhiker one time. He just got out of jail.
I think we said that. In the
We
first
did? We
episode.
talked about that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He got out of jail
Yeah.
for crack or for coke.
Yeah. It was the Coke one.
That was my boy. If you're watching this, you need to hit me up, bro, because I haven't talked to you in a while, and I hope you're doing good. Had a pretty wild night that night on OBT.
No.
Hit it.
Hit it,
Come
Mr.
on.
Dan.
Hit what?
The guitar.
Dude, start fucking playing.
Never heard like hit it.
This has
All right,
been
everybody. This has been
the
episode
Keep
3.
Your Pants
Is it 3 or 2?
On podcast.
Episode 3 of Keep Your Pants On podcast with Mr. Dan, Dean, Cole, and Zach.
Okay.
Play a little louder, buddy. I don't-
Pretty sure I didn't hear that.
Let's do a song.
But this has been Keep Your Pants On podcast.
Okay. Yeah. This has been.
We're gonna be working on our. We're gonna be working on our quality of our podcast. You know,
It's gonna get
investing
better.
in equipment and
And I'm gonna be on point with audio, so yeah.
hopefully.
The dog's ready to go outside.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
All right.
I hope you guys have a good one.
This has been Keep Your Pants On.
Keep watching. There's going to be more.
Like, subscribe.
Don't
Yep.
stop.
Like and
Share it.
subscribe.
Share it to every single person that you
Give
know.
it to your friends.
All of our socials are gonna be in the description as well.
I know it could get dull sometimes, but just stick with us. It'll be okay. Have a good one.
We'll find our groove. A good night.
Bye.